Cajun Cardboard coming at you from the great state of Louisiana with mail day number 49. As always, we're taking a peek into my PWCC vault where I keep all of my slabbed cards, valuable and or otherwise. Let's not delay. Let's get this done in under 10 minutes. Nothing crazy in this mail day. It is 5 cards. It is 5 Jordan cards. It is 5 PSA slabs. For those of you who don't watch my channel, I have decided, in addition to the high-end Jordan collection that I've tried to curate in very high grades, the highest grades attainable, that's kind of like my ultimate purpose in the hobby. I always say it all paths lead to Jordan in this hobby. For me, that's the way I collect, and I want the highest Jordan cards from the 90s in the highest grades possible. I've decided to start a little small, what I call a parallel PC or a side PC. It's also Michael Jordan, but it is PSA 8 slabs only. And the reason I decided to do this is I like getting cards in the mail and I like accumulating slabs. I know a lot of people preach consolidate, consolidate, consolidate. And while that does appeal to me in some sense of simplicity and reducing anxiety and quantity, I use the PWCC vault, so I don't care if I have 20,000 slabs or 20 slabs. It doesn't matter to me. I don't feel it. I don't need square footage to house these bad boys. So I decided to start a PSA 8 Jordan collection so I could piece together, more cards more often, experience the feeling of doing these mail days and seeing cards appear in my vault or be shipped to my house more often. Getting cards in the mail, the hunt, the chase, buying the cards, researching the value on Card Ladder, figuring out what a good price point is. All of those things are what makes the hobby fun. And when you're buying Jordan cards in PSA 8 slabs, you can just buy more and buy more often. And if you can have fun more often, why wouldn't you? So that's kind of why I decided to start a little PSA 8 collection. Again, I am not like ditching the high-end, high slab, high grade Jordan PSA BGS collection by no means. So that is still my ultimate motive in this hobby. But kind of my general thinking is looking down the road, maybe 10 years from now, 15 years from now, if I ever decide to liquidate my high-end Jordans, I don't think I'll feel nearly as much pain knowing that I'm going to have hundreds, more possibly thousands of PSA 8 Jordan cards that look exactly like the ones I'm selling, so I can still have those and feel that sense of being a collector still, even if it is time for financial reasons or whatever to liquidate the high-end Jordan collection, if that day ever does come. I guess it'll lessen the pain of regret, and the anxiety of letting go of the cards that mean the most to you when you've got the same card in a lower grade sitting in your vault that I plan to keep forever and pass on to my kids. So that's sort of my way of hedging my bets, right? And that's kind of like that hybrid blend of collector and investor. So that's kind of my long-term thought forward. So anyway, in this mail day number 49, we got 5 cards, 5 Jordan cards, 3 PSA 8s, 2 PSA 10s. The first card you'll see is this Metal Universe Michael Jordan Championship All Millennium PSA 8. Good looking parallel. I've talked about it before, guys. You guys know how I feel about Metal Universe. It's my favorite set from the 90s, period, end of story. There is a lot of other great sets from the 90s. I probably should do a top 10 list of my personal favorites at some point, but Metal Universe for me checks every box. The base cards are cool. The parallels are legendary, obviously, with the championship PMG from the Metal Universe Championship. And then you got the red and the green from the regular 97 Metal Universe. The inserts are amazing. Everything about Metal Universe checks every single box for me. So this Metal Universe All Millennium PSA 8 baby card, not a big card at all. But if we look at it, again, to the naked eye, I mean, sure, you can see some whitening, maybe, bottom left corner here, a little bit on the edges here. But it's not like it's a PSA 3, right? It's not like we're picking up a 52 mantle PSA 1 with a bunch of creases and stuff. Still good looking cards. You've got some edge wear there on the right. You're going to get stuff like that. Bottom left and bottom edge is probably the biggest concern on this card. There's your bottom left edge. I can see it, right? These are incredibly high def, high detailed images. And so you see that kind of wear and tear on this All Millennium. And that's why I paid, God, I'm trying to remember. I should pull my spreadsheet up. I keep every card I buy in a spreadsheet, but maybe 40, 50, 60, 70 bucks or something like that for the card. But this is a card that I'll add to that PSA 8 collection. And at some point I'll do a big video just showing you all the cards that I've got so far in my little PSA 8 collection, because like I said, the cheaper they are, the more you can buy and the more I can share with you guys. So card number 2 is another baby, right? This is the 1995 Ultra Gold Medallion Jordan. This is a really tough card to grade. As you can see, the surface is all gold and it flex real easily. Jordan's wearing the 11s, the all black 11s in the back. Really good looking card here. Surface is always going to be the issue here. And again, it's probably not as bad as it looks. The high def images show every little fleck and scrape and scratch and whatnot. And some of that could be on the slab. Some of that could be on the card. Again, I wanted the card in PSA 8 condition. I'm not expecting perfection. And so that's my copy of the card right there. Again, very, very low price point, which makes it real easy to pick these cards up in mass, especially in these PWCC weekly auctions. For those of you who don't know, that gold medallion is there's a gold medallion, there's a platinum medallion, and those came from those ultra sets. But 1995 Fleer Total D, not the most popular Total D card out there. The original, I think, was, I'm going blank here, I think it was in 92. Those Total D cards came out, and that Jordan Total D card is an extremely valuable card in PSA 10 condition. This is a PSA 8 Total D. I think I paid maybe $16 out the door, something like that, in my vault the next morning. So an easy addition to the PSA 8 collection. Again, this horizontal Total D is not, it's kind of like a throwback to the original Total D, which came out in 1992, which is much bigger. The only real relatively big card that I picked up is this card, and I remember chasing this card when I was opening packs back in 1991 of the Upper Deck set. This is the Upper Deck Award winner, card number AW1, scoring title, Michael Jordan, hologram. And so surface of the card's a hologram. Obviously, if you move the card, which is one of the drawbacks of the vault, is you can't move the card. You can if you have a video of it, but for little cards, you don't get videos. If I'd have bought it in the Premier auction, I'd have a video. But if you swivel this card, the hologram effect and the images take place, and you can see some movement in there. Just a really cool card that I remember picking up, trying to pick up, and did. It was not a rare card. In PSA 10 condition, it's a pretty rare card, pretty tough card. I don't have Card Ladder pulled up, but probably about a $750, $800 card here in PSA 10 condition for the AW1. There's also an AW4 hologram Jordan as well, which I'll have to pick up at some point. I did not have this in my high-end Jordan collection, and so happy to add this one in there. Again, not a rare card at all from a print run standpoint, but pretty rare in PSA 10 condition. That's what the back of the card looks like. I remember those uniforms. That's Derek Coleman right there. I remember these badass uniforms the Nets wore. It was kind of like that stonewash blue color. When I see these, I think Van Horn. Really, I think Kenny Anderson, Derek Coleman, but a little bit of Van Horn. Mostly Kenny Anderson and Derek Coleman and some of those guys, Lionel Simmons and guys like that from those old Nets teams. But that's the biggest card in this mail day. Spoiler alert, not the biggest card. There'll be more to come. Trust me, I've got some bangers coming in the next few weeks. And then lastly, another card that I just didn't have. This is a base card from 1996 Hoops. It's card number 176. Some of these cards, they're not inserts because they're not true inserts. I guess they're called subset cards. I kind of asked my Jordan guys who know a lot more about this than me, what do we call cards like this? If you look at this card, you'd say, oh, do you have the Jordan Big Finish in PSA 10? Well, really, it's just Hoops card number 176, but it says Big Finish on it, but it's not a Big Finish insert. It's just a subset within the base set. As you can see, it's numbered 176, so it's in the main set checklist. So I've kind of been calling these cards subsets. Somebody correct me in the comments if I'm wrong or you think I should call it something else. But the way that you would identify the card is, I'd say I have the Big Finish PSA 10, even though really it's just Hoops number 176. His airness was back in the NBA playoffs and the Knicks were ready for the challenge. Jordan gave them one, demolishing New York's tough defense for an astounding playoff high 36 points per game average over 5 games for the Bulls. It was a welcome return to Jordan's dominating form. Again, that's in 96, so the first of his 3 titles after he came back from his first baseball exodus retirement. So that's it, guys. Just those 5 cards. Nothing crazy here, but just shedding a little light on my purpose, my pathway, the direction I'm heading. Sometimes I do these videos just to be therapeutic and talk myself through what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, and sort of substantiate the purpose behind the cards that I do decide to move and the cards that I do decide to acquire. But yeah, that's kind of my long-term goal, is to build up this PSA 8 collection. So when the day comes, and it will come, I'm not naive. I'm not one of those people who BS's and stares people in the face and says, I'm going to take my cards to the grave. I'm not. It doesn't make any sense. So at some point, I will move my high-end Jordan cards. At no point in the near future or even in the foreseeable future is that going to happen. But God willing, if the cards are worth significantly more 10, 15 years from now, at that point, it'll be nice to have a massive PSA 8 collection, so that when I do sell the 9.5s and the 10s, for real money, I'll have this PSA 8 collection to fall back on. That's kind of my theory. I don't know if anybody else out there is doing that. Comment below. Let me know in the comments if you guys are doing something like that, sort of to lessen the blow of letting your babies go. You know what I mean? It's like right now I'm a father of 7 kids, right? And so I've had 2 kids. Well, 2 kids are in college. One is already past college. Letting them go doesn't hurt nearly as much as it would a parent of 3, because I have 4 other kids, including an 8 and a 9-year-old, right behind them. So, right, so I know I get to experience all that again. Or like when your kid plays their last high school football game or last high school basketball game. It's not going to hurt as much on your first child if you know you got another child coming right behind it to do the same thing. And so that's kind of the theory behind this, right? Applying life lessons to card collecting to sort of lessen the blow and make sure I have this PSA 8 collection to fall back on, so I can still look at all these cards that I love so much, that mean so much to me. Just so happens they have an 8 on the slab instead of a 10 on the slab, right? So that's my pure collecting aspect. So it's a kind of a neat blend of investing and collecting. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on that theory and in that approach to the hobby, and see if that's something that would appeal to you guys, or if I'm just nuts and maybe I'm just looking for a reason to start a new pathway in the hobby. No one's ever said I don't think outside the box, and so maybe I just needed another reason to go buy more Jordan cards, and I've just created one. Maybe this is just rationalization. Anyway, as always, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. November, man, I'm headed to the Dallas show. By the time you guys watch this, I will have gone to the Dallas show, and hopefully I'll have some great content for you guys out there on my YouTube channel. By the time you watch this, you may have watched those videos already. So I've only been to one card show in my life, and it was the National in Atlantic City, and it was an incredible experience. I'm bringing my son over to Dallas. I'm looking to meet up with Andrew Goldberg from the Luka Nation Network. I'm looking to meet Chris and Christina, who now live in Dallas, right across from American Airlines Arena. There's a lot of people that have reached out to me about the Dallas Card Show, hoping to hook up and meet and at least walk the floor a little bit and shake hands and slap backs and get to know each other and meet each other face to face. So I'm looking forward to meeting some of the people that watch the channel and comment and contribute so much to the brand and what I'm trying to do with Cajun Cardboard. As always, I appreciate you guys for taking the time out of your day to watch my videos and kind of joining me along the way for my collecting journey. Some of these are just sort of personal videos that I do, just having to do with my collection. So really the purpose of these is just to entertain and to educate. So hopefully you're getting a little bit of both out of these mail days, and always welcome the comments and the kind words. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. As always, keep collecting, stay positive in the hobby, and peace.